Hey everyone, welcome back to another slower yoga flow. It's really windy here, so I feel like I have to keep pulling my hair down. But today we're going to be moving through a couple of different asanas which aims to aid our digestive system, and if you're experiencing any period pains at the moment, this also might feel useful for that as well. So we're going to be moving through a couple of forward folds, a little bit of back bending as well as some twisting. And what's really cool about these different poses is that because of the compression we experience, whether that's on the body or whether it's on the ground, when we release that compression, it brings kind of new blood flow into the system, and it helps to move things around a little bit. We're going to get started in a child's pose today. So with this one, we're going to bring our knees towards each other if that feels comfortable. Now you can either just lie down with the head down and maybe the hands reach by your side. Another variation of this is finding a frog pose or Bakasana. You'll take your hands into fists, and if it feels comfortable, just bringing them to your lower abdomen and then folding forward. I'm going to stay here for just a couple of minutes. If you've got your hands underneath your stomach, that's just going to bring some extra compression, some extra pressure, which when we release, just going to bring new blood flow into that area. Allowing the forehead to rest down gently on the ground. Allowing the face to soften, the jaw, the eyebrows, the eyelids, the shoulders. And the hips towards the heels. Let's bring in some slower, deeper breaths. Breathing into the back of the ribs, the side of the ribs. Maybe you even feel your belly press down towards your hands. And then as you exhale, just relaxing the body a little bit more. Feeling the hands lift up a little bit higher into the abdomen. I think one of the things we have to remember when it comes to our digestive system is that when we are in a relaxed state, when our parasympathetic nervous system is present, it means that our digestion works better. Likewise, if we are stressed, then often it doesn't help, and that's when digestive issues can arise. Let's take about 5 more breaths here. And if you've got your hands underneath your body, just lift yourself up just enough so that you can reach your hands forward. Keep sinking your hips back down to your heels. And then use your next breath in, start to roll yourself forward, kind of going through a tabletop position and then past it a little bit. And then as you exhale, ripple it back down, come back into child's pose. Let's try that again. Breathe and roll forward. Curl through the spine. Imagine your cat pose. And then as you exhale, let's send it back. Let's do this a few more times in our own breath. So starting to increase the blood flow within the body. The next time that you roll forward, come down onto your belly. So lower your hips down to the ground. Lower your chest down. Now, if you are on your period, just be careful here, or be mindful, I should say, about how this feels for you. Elbows come underneath the shoulders. Lift yourself up really tall. So in our sphinx position, we're getting a little bit of compression of the abdomen against the ground. And you squeeze your glutes here, that's going to help lengthen through the lower back. Draw the shoulder blades down the spine, lift up the chest. And you might stay here. If you felt like a little bit more, you might take your hands a little bit wider. If you've got a mat, beyond mat distance. Breathe in as you roll yourself up into a cobra position. Can be a little bit lower, could be higher. And then as you exhale, come back down. Let's try that again. Breathe in, roll up. Open the chest, engage the glutes. Exhale, roll down. We're going to add a twist. So breathe in, lift up, look over your left shoulder. Turn your right shoulder forward. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, lift up. Turn to the right. Exhale, lower down. Let's do this 2 more times. Breathing in, turning to the left. Exhaling, lowering down. 1 more. Nice job. Bring the hands in by the ribs. Push yourself up onto your knees, and then you're going to tuck your toes. Walk your hands back towards your feet. You're going to come into a kind of crouching position, kind of like a toe stand. Really want to think about kind of dropping your chest in the direction of your thighs. You can even give yourself a little hug here, maybe holding onto opposite elbows. Heels drop in the direction of the ground, but there's definitely, it's not going to get all the way down. From this position, you could just let your hands be heavy, or see if you can bring your hands underneath your heels. We're going to lower the heels down to the ground as you lift your hips up, kind of coming into a standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Tuck the chin in here, bend your knees, feel the compression of the belly against the thighs. And if that's not happening in your body today, can you bend your knees as much as you need to allow this to happen? Let's start to bend the knees again. Release the hands from underneath the feet. Lift yourself up really tall. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you might bring the hands back underneath. Lift yourself up. Take a breath in up here. As you exhale, bend your knees. Come back into your kind of toe stand. Lift yourself up. Breathe in, shoulders relax. Exhale, lift yourself up. Hold here. Can you pull yourself down a little bit more with your hands? And then just release the hands from underneath your feet, maybe clasping towards opposite elbows, ragdoll. Tuck of the chin towards the chest, maybe a little sway from side to side feels good here. Release the hands from around the elbows. Just start to walk them up your legs. So walk your hands up your shins. Keep the curl through the spine. Walk your hands up your thighs. Keep going until you make your way all the way to the top. Once you get there, roll the shoulders back. Take a deep breath in. Interlace the fingertips behind your hips. Exhale, pull the knuckles down. Lift the chest, open the heart. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you can of course keep the hands clasped or just fold forward however you would like. If you do have the clasp of the hands, you can reach them over your head. When you're ready, release the hands to the ground. Walk yourself out into a plank position. Knees or toes here, breathe and shift your weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga, tuck the elbows in by the ribs, come down. Your variation of cobra that feels good. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. And then as you exhale, lower down, press up to your knees, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Okay, I'm coming into a kind of a new sequence here. Little bit of standing postures as well as a few seated postures. I mean to be quite slow and gentle here so we can be mindful of how this feels for our body. When you're ready, just bend your knees, look forward. Step your right foot in between the hands. Keep the left toes tucked. Alternatively, you could bring the left knee down to the ground. Lift up tall through the chest. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, start to lengthen your right leg. Lift your hips up, kind of like an extended pyramid pose. Parsvottanasana. You're thinking right hip back, left hip forward. And just like we did in our forward fold, can you bend your right knee enough so that you can lay your belly onto your thigh. Breathe in, bend the right knee again, your lunge position of choice, lift the chest. Exhale, lengthen the leg. 3 more times, breathe in, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Let's go 1 more, breathe and bend. Exhale, lengthen, hold here. Feel free to stay. If you wanted a little bit more, we'll come into our Parivrita Trikonasana, our twisted triangle. Left hand might be on fingertips, might be down on the ground. Lift your right hand up to the sky. Twist the chest open to the right. You can also have your left hand on a block or up a bit higher onto your leg. Keep the shoulders down the back. Feel the compression of the belly against the thigh. 1 more breath. Right hand comes down to the ground. Slide your left knee in and then sit down onto your hips. Right foot comes out in front, left foot to the right inner thigh. Take a deep breath in, lift up really tall. As we exhale, walk your hands forward, coming into Janu Shasana, head to knee pose. Bend your right knee as much as you need here for this to feel comfortable for you. See if you can flex the right toes towards your head. Little tuck in of the chin. And just slowing the breath down a little bit every exhale, welcoming a little bit more softness into the body. One more breath. Walk your hands back, lift up really tall, and then cross your left foot over your right thigh. This is where I'm going to stay today, but if you could keep both hip bones down and wanted a bit more, tuck your right foot in towards your left hip. Breathe in, lift up tall. As we exhale, let's twist to the left. We're going to pulse this a little bit. So use your next inhale back out a little bit. As we exhale, twist to the left. Let's do this 3 more times. Breathe in, turn forward. Exhale to twist. Inhale forward. Exhale, twist. 1 more. Exhale. Hold here. So we're literally compressing the organs of our abdominal cavity, so our stomach, our intestines. So when we release it, there's new blood flow, new oxygen coming into the area. One more breath. Come back through center. Might cross the legs over. Breathe in as you plant the hands down. As you exhale, step back, optional vinyasa, or you can skip it out and go straight into downward facing dog. Maybe coming to cobra on the ground, or you could try upward facing dog if that felt good. Once we get to the back, start to bend your knees, look forward. Breathe in as you step your left foot in between the hands. Maybe you keep the right knee off the ground, or you can sink it down. Breathe in as you lift the chest up tall. You might have fingertips on the ground here, or they might be lifted. As we exhale, tuck onto the back toes, lengthen the front leg, Parsvottanasana. You're thinking kind of left hip back, right hip forward. Little tuck in of the chin. Okay, let's flow these movements. Breathing in to bend, lift the chest up. Exhale to lengthen, shift the hips back. Let's go 3 more. Breathe and bend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out, hold here. Absolutely stay here, or we can find this variation of twisted triangle. Right hand might stay down on the ground, it could come to a block. Left hand reaches up high, turning the chest to the left. You could always walk the hand up a little higher on the left leg as well. Keep the spine as long as possible. When you're ready, bring the left hand down. Breathe in as you slide your right knee forward, lower your hips down. Then exhale, left foot forward, right foot to the inner thigh. Deep breath in, lift up really tall. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Notice where you might be holding tension within the body. How can you soften this a bit more? And start to walk your hands back towards you. Let's go for our twist again. Take the right foot around. I'm going to stay here again, but if you wanted to tuck your left foot in for a full variation of Ardha Matsyendrasana, you can. Half Lord of the Fishes. Breathe in, lift up. As we exhale, let's twist. Remember, we're going to come in and out of this a little bit more. Breathe in, come through center. Exhale, twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist. Let's go 3 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Hold here. Can you lift up a little bit taller? And then when you're ready, just coming back through center. This time we're just going to roll down on our back. So scoot yourself forward, grow the back of your legs, roll down, and we'll draw the knees towards the chest to find a Panasana, which literally translates to wind relieving pose. You could just stay hands on top of the knees or the shins. You could walk hands a little bit further down the forearm. Could even draw the nose up in the direction of the knees, trying to clasp onto the opposite elbow. Quite natural if you let one off here. I'm sure we've all been in a class where we have done that before. I know I personally have. And then when you're ready, just releasing the feet behind the hips, bring the hands down by your sides, or counter that deep compression with a subtle back bend. Starting to engage the glutes, pushing the feet down into the ground, lifting your hips up for Setu Bandhasana. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, lower yourself down. Draw the right knee up into the chest, left leg out long. Breathe in. As we exhale, really gentle twist, right knee over to the left. Maybe the right hand extend out long in line with the shoulder. Come back through center, we'll swap it out to the other side. Breathing in, left knee to the chest. As you exhale, left knee across to the right. Come back through center and we'll land in a place that feels comfortable to stay still in for just a minute or two, nothing too long. So that might be in Shavasana with the legs out, it might be with the knees bent. You could come back into child's pose. But wherever you land, allow the eyes to soften. And the breath to slow down. Tapping into that slow rhythm that draws our body into a state of relaxation. And just starting to come back to the breath. Making some small movements in the body again. And when you're ready, we'll make our way up to a seat to close out our practice together. Find a tall spine. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a deep breath out through the nose. Maybe bring hands to heart center, bowing our heads, thanking ourselves for giving us time and space to move and do something that's helping our body, helping our mind, and making us feel good. Thanks so much, everyone. I can't wait to move again with you sometime again soon. And if you felt like checking out some longer classes, if you wanted to deepen your yoga practice, then please feel free to check out our Patreon account, which I'll link down below in the description. See you sometime soon.